Question 494. What is FIRM? Answer: flood insurance rate maps. Question 495. In regards to flooding, what is an SFHA? Answer: special flood hazard area. These areas are situated in the 100-year floodplains, also known as base flood areas, which means that in any given year there is at least a 1% chance of a flood event in that area. Question 496. Within special high flood areas, what are the riskiest as far as flood areas called? Answer: coastal lands, which are called V zones on flood insurance rate maps. Question 497. What is required if your home is in an A or V flood zone and has a mortgage? If a home is either in an A zone or V zone and its purchase will be financed with a mortgage from a federally insured or regulated lender, flood insurance is required. Question 498. What is Title X known as? Answer: Residential Lead-Based Paint Reduction Act of 1992. Question 499. What is CERCLA? Answer: the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act. It's a large piece of legislation that gives Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, the ability to intervene in managing land contaminated with high levels of hazardous materials that threaten the environment, also known as Superfund. Question 500. How many acres are in a section of land? Answer: 640. Question 501. How many sections are in a township? Answer: 36. Question 502. Broker Tom is caught in the middle of a buyer's and seller's claims that they have the right to escrow money. While the buyer and seller resolve their disputes in court, Tom knows that he has no claim to the escrow funds. Tom pursues what? Answer: interpleader, which is a declaratory judgment and is used when a broker believes they have a claim to the escrow funds. An interpleader is used when a broker holds funds they know they do not own, and the parties to the sales transaction are both claiming rights to the funds. The broker, though, through the interpleader, transfers these funds to the court and leaves it to the parties to hash it out. Question 503. Broker Mindy signed a listing agreement with seller Mork. As it turned out, Mork found the buyer. Nevertheless, Mork was obligated to pay Mindy a commission on the transaction. What type of listing agreement did Mork and Mindy enter into? Answer: exclusive right of sale agreement. Question 504. What is the rate for the state documentary stamp tax on deeds in Florida? Answer: 0.70 on $100 and 0.60 on $100 in Dade County. Question 505. What is a fee simple condition subsequent estate? Answer: it's when title automatically reverts. This is describing a fee simple determinable estate. Remember that fee simple condition subsequent estate requires the person to sue to get the property back if the deed conditions are violated. Question 506. What is agency by ratification? Answer: agency by ratification is created when an agent takes an unauthorized action on behalf of a party which is accepted after the fact by the party. An example of agency by ratification is an assistant store manager who did not have authority to offer a refund, but the store manager honored the refund after the fact anyway. Question 507. A Florida licensee working with a party has the duty to account for all funds entrusted to the licensee. What, if anything, does that tell you about the specific brokerage relationship the licensee has with the party? Answer: it tells you nothing about the specific brokerage relationship the licensee has with the party, because all three authorized brokerage relationships in Florida owe certain basic or minimal duties to a party, including the duty to account for all funds entrusted to the licensee. Question 508. Addie is buying a condo from a former owner. How long after receiving her condo documents and signing the contract does she have to cancel the contract? Answer, 3 days. Question 509. When an agent enters into an agency relationship, despite the fact that no compensation is offered or paid, they are providing what? Answer, a gratuitous agency. Question 510. What does a special warranty deed cover? Answer, this particular type of deed guarantees that there are no defects or problems with the title during the seller's ownership period, but makes no promises about the condition of the title before the seller owned the property. Question 511. What is an established starting point from which a metes and bounds description begins? Answer, point of beginning. Johan has a monthly income of $5,000. He also has a monthly student loan of $500. The mortgage he wants to take out limits the borrower's debt to income ratio to 43%. What is the highest monthly payment Johan will be allowed? Answer, $1,650. 0.43 times 5,000 and then subtract the 500. Question 512. What is a net lease? The answer, a net lease is one in which the tenant may be responsible for taxes, insurance, or repairs, etc. Question 513. What is a gross lease? Answer, a gross lease is where a tenant is only responsible for basic rent. Question 514. A shopping mall was built in 1997. Does the mall need to be accessible to people with disabilities? Answer, yes. Buildings built after 1993 need to be accessible. Question 515. What is an escalation clause? Answer, an escalation clause is when a buyer automatically agrees to raise his offer if someone else offers more. Question 516. What is an alienation clause? The alienation clause is also known as the due on sale clause. Question 517. A landlord of a large apartment complex is changing how they hold their tenants' advance rents and security deposits. By law, what is the landlord required to do? Answer, he has to notify all the tenants within 30 days of the change. Question 518. Mitch's sales associate license expired 18 months ago. Assuming this is not his first renewal, what is his license status and how can he renew it? The answer, he can renew it with 28 hours of education. Question 519. What are all of the protected classes under the Fair Housing Act? Answer, color, race, national origin, disability, familial status, and religion. Question 520. What is reliction? Reliction is the gradual recession of water leaving land permanently uncovered. Question 521. What is avulsion? Answer, avulsion refers to a sudden loss of land which results from the action of water. Question 522. What is accretion? Answer, accretion is the gradual increase of land mass because of soil or sand deposits caused by movement of water. Question 523. What is alluvion? Answer, alluvion is a condition that increases the amount of soil on a shore or bank of a river as the result of accretion. 524. Laura has submitted her application to be a sales associate. She wants to know how long the FREC has to contact her about errors in her application. Where in the Florida statute should she look for that information? Answer, Chapter 120. Ashton buys an office building for $800,000. His acquisition costs are $50,000. The land is worth $650,000. What is his annual depreciation allowance? Oh shoot, I forgot the answer to that one. Let's skip it. Question 525. Bill buys an apartment building for $950,000. His closing costs are $24,000. He figures out that his land is worth $4,000. Let's skip that one too. It's a math question. Question 526. Builder Sanjay combined two adjoining parcels of land for his new building. The resulting lot is worth more than the two plots separately. What do assemblage and plottage mean in this situation? Answer: assemblage is putting the lots together. Plottage is the gain realized. Question 527. Excellent Energy Company was drilling for oil when a major accident caused an oil spill that polluted public water. Who will bear the cost of the cleanup? Let's skip that one too. Question 528. Which answer describes something that does not have to conform to USPAP standards and is often utilized in the foreclosure process and is less costly than comparable options? Answer: a BPO. Question 530. A landlord has not repaired a broken window in a tenant's unit, even though the lease states that all repairs must be made within a week. What should the landlord do? Or should the tenant do? Answer: give the landlord 7 days to fix it. Question 531. What is an emblement? Answer: a seller's crops. The crops are treated as the tenant's personal property and not the landlord's. Question 535. A property manager handles a variety of jobs on behalf of the property owner, including the ongoing responsibility of maintenance, rent collection, and signing new tenants to lease contracts. Which of the following classifications of agency is therefore appropriate for a property manager? Let's come back to that one also. What is a remainder man? Remember that a remainder man inherits the estate after the measuring life ends. But they are not the grantor. If you were the grantor, it would be a reversionary interest. Question 537. Maritza, who is not a real estate license holder, owns two single-family residences, which she rents out. She does not occupy either of the residences. Does she have to abide by the Fair Housing Act when selecting tenants? The answer is no, because she owns less than 4 units. Question 538. Trina decides to pay 1 point in order to lower her interest rate. How does Trina paying 1 point affect her lender's yield? The answer: each point increases the yield by 0.125%. Question 539. After arguing that it will be for the public good in a public hearing, an assisted living facility for the elderly is allowed to open in a residential zone. What type of variance is this an example of? Answer: special exemption. Question 540. What are all of the protected classes under the Fair Housing Act? Answer: familial status, race, national origin, color, disability, sex, and religion. Question 541. Excellent Energy Company was drilling for oil when a major accident caused an oil spill that polluted public water. Who will bear the cost of the cleanup and under what law? Answer: Excellent Energy will have to clean up according to CERCLA.